Well, we want to welcome you to Revival Fire's Living from Heaven to Earth, and we've got Shawn Bolz with us today. Hello. And Shawn's been speaking at our conference, Love Revolution, and particularly with regard to an angel of breakthrough.
Yeah.
So just talk to us about how all that came about, Shawn.
Well, we moved to Hollywood, California about 3 years ago, and last year we had a good friend of ours named Liz Jones come from England, from the UK, and she came out to go on a 5-week prophetic intercession kind of journey for us, and that means a lot to us because we know her history. It's amazing, so I was excited. I was like, what's going to happen? And a couple weeks into it, her and a good friend of ours were just praying normal prayer meeting in the morning together, and an angel walked in the room. They were about to leave. They were about to stop praying, and it knocked one of the women back, and then Liz saw this angel, and it was the angel named Breakthrough, and he was coming to bring revival. He showed her a word, and it was revival. Now, she hadn't been a part of, and some of you might have heard of Bob Jones or Randy DeMaine and their words about breakthrough revival. And she'd never heard these words. She didn't know about these words. What was interesting is this was a Tuesday morning. I ended up meeting, long story short, Randy DeMaine that week, and I hadn't seen him in about a year, who was a man who, back in, I believe, 2005, he had gone to Nigeria, had the best meetings of his life. He was a local pastor, never had seen an angel before, and an angel walked up to him and said, "My name is Breakthrough Revival. I was with Benson Ida hosted during the great Nigerian revival where millions were saved, and I'm coming back to America with you to prepare the Western world for revival." So we had hosted him at about 5 conferences when that happened.
Okay.
And during those, maybe it was even 7, and during those conferences, we had incredible stories. I mean, amazing stories. But personally, I mean, I was still just plugging along. I love life, and I'm doing it. But I mean, I have greater promises that weren't happening, but I was excited. We moved to LA. Liz Jones comes. She sees this breakthrough angel, and within 3 days, our ministry, which we had filed for paperwork, the paperwork was finally turned over, which is a long story because it wasn't, we were having some problems with the paperwork. I had a house that needed to sell, and it was sold. I had $80,000 of debt canceled from that house because of the recession. I mean, we had people in our church, within 1 month, we had about 100 people who didn't have jobs. They all got jobs.
Wonderful.
Every single person, even our homeless people got jobs because we work with the poor. We had every single person who needed a housing situation, including our homeless people, got permanent housing. So they went, we call it couch surfing in LA. They went from couch surfing to permanent housing.
So tell me, why do you think we need this angel of breakthrough?
Well, I just think that we're in one of the most significant times in history, and Jesus came, when he first came, he came to restore all things, so that John saw in the book of Revelation a company of overcomers, people who would overcome into something, not just from something. And I feel like God's taking the church out of the mentality of a few men of God who do great exploits and bring the church forward into the kingdom mindset, which is all of us are powerful people. And we're all going to do incredible exploits with God. And so it's a season of restoration unto overcoming into. And so I think that this is just that season, 2010, the Lord planned it from the beginning, that we would start having a generation that would inherit. And it's really to give him a 1 billion soul generation, like 1 billion souls of salvation, and then to mature people into fullness.